Hi, I'm Delaney from Georgia College, and today we'll be looking at handling exceptions. Problem? Modify the convert string to handle all exceptions. Your code should consider the following strings as errors. 1-1, because it's missing a year field, and February 27th, 2011, because it has an invalid integer value for the month. If the string contains an invalid date string, return a date object set to 1-1-1900.
Okay. So if the original string was May 21st, 1993, you would see that tokens has been split into three separate tokens, one for the month, one for the day, one for the year. Each of those are strings. Now the integer.parseInt method will take a string and it will convert that into an integer.
Okay.
Right? So this code works if the data is all correct. So it works just fine. It'll extract the month, the day, and the year if they're all integers.
Okay.
Okay. And so your job is to handle when there are errors. What if you don't enter it exactly right?
The following string has an error, 1-1, because it is missing a year field, and if the string contains an invalid date string, return a date object set to 1-1-1990.
Okay.
Here we
So the tokens, so the string, if its string is 1-1, then the tokens array only has two elements in it, one for the month and one for the day. So what are you doing here when you say your if statement? You're checking to see if there's at least three tokens, one for month, one for day, and one for year. So if you know you have something, you don't even have two, you don't have three items, you know it's an error. So you're returning a new data object, 1-1-1900.
Yes.
Right, so already built into the parseInt is the ability to throw an exception. So if it cannot, if there's any type of error that it gets to converting a number, the string into number, an integer, it throws an exception already. It already did that without us doing anything. Our goal is to just capture any type of exceptions that's thrown. And actually, if the date is February 27th, 2011, the exception that's thrown is caught when you convert the FEB into an integer. So that is what's throwing the exception for this error. Okay? And then I'll go down here and say, return a new date. Okay?
What am I supposed to emphasize?
And this is your final code. Okay, and so what you're emphasizing here is that you have you're handling the exceptions, and one exception is if you have you don't have at least three items in your string. Okay. And then also you're handling it if the data in the string are not numeric. But what doesn't this handle?
It doesn't handle if there's
You said 4.
Yeah, but who would do that?
Well, that's good for them to know. That's a good thing idea. You said, well, here I'm saying less than 3. But what if you had your time on the string, or what if it was something?
We only look at the first 3.
It only looks at the first 3, which is good.
No one would ever do that. No one's gonna be like, okay, let me type in everything. I'm gonna type in my destination where my time should be.
But if you were to type in if you were going to handle the case, if there was something else that was in the string, and you didn't want to look at the very first 3 elements, you would have to check to see if tokens length equals 3, and then you would try. So if token length equals 3, then you would have the try and the catch block. Otherwise, for any other reason, you would turn an error date. It's there.
Okay.